Hello, welcome. Is it recording? Yes. Hello, welcome. It's me, Danyell Carmelita, your favorite tarot reader and astrologer. Okay, so before I get started, we're going to talk about the full moon. We're going to talk about Mars entering Sagittarius and the sun entering Sagittarius. Happy solar return to all my Sagittarius babies. We have horoscopes. If I have time, I would do the horoscopes. If I don't, I will post them somehow. I will make it happen because I definitely have the horoscopes and tarot for all my lovely babies. Welcome. And if you're new here, hello, I am Danyell Carmelita. I'm your favorite tarot reader and astrologer. Welcome to the week's Vibe in the Sky, okay, where we discuss the current transits, okay? And before I get started, let me tell you, I have a video up. Everything Scorpio is explained in this video. If you're new to astrology, this is a great video. If you're already into astrology, you're going to learn something from here, I'm sure. Also, I have a what's coming up for you tarot reading. You can look that up. That is in my YouTube video. So yes, go ahead and check out those videos. So let's get started. First, let's talk about what we have currently. Let me adjust. Sorry. Okay. So currently we have Neptune in the sun Pisces, Jupiter and Uranus are in the sun Taurus, and they are all retrograding. Anytime we have planets retrograding, it's about introspection and reflecting. Okay, that's what the energy is about. Neptune retrograding in the sign Pisces, Neptune encourages deep connection and about spirituality in the subconscious realms. And during the retrograde, the collective or you individually, you will be probably reevaluating your spirituality, compassion, anything dealing with empathy. You're very hypersensitive, very artistic, very creative. And what else? Compassionate, I said. Dealing with endings, anything dealing with the addictions, anything dealing with the unknown, all that is reflected and reflecting. You're reflecting with those things. Now, self-reflection, personal ideas, dreams also, and illusions maybe making illusions a reality. Okay, so very spiritual energy. Now, Jupiter retrograding in the sign Taurus, and I say this every week until they are not retrograding, but I just want you to know, Jupiter in Taurus is all about material. It's all about resources. It could be your physical body. It's also about abundance because Jupiter is very expansive, very optimistic, very abundant. So during the retrograde, you're probably reassessing your financial strategies, economic policies, your focus on sustainable growth, food, anything you deal with resources, bank, the Taurus represents banks, stocks, all that is going to be big. The collective may reflect on values related to your wealth and resources. Now, personally, you could be dealing with your personal values, financial goals, and approaches to abundancy. Now, anything we have dealing with it negatively could be that you're overspending. And anything dealing with Neptune retrograding in Pisces, that could be illusions and not having clarity, cloudiness in some point, also like false prophets. Okay, so Uranus retrograding in the sign Taurus. Now, Uranus in Taurus brings innovative changes to the material world. I talked about that in a podcast about fake meat. We've discussed that before. So that's because Uranus is in the sign Taurus. Remember, Taurus again is a resource. It's also about banking. So you can see currency is changing. Maybe not having currency, all that you have that with your Uranus in the sign Taurus. So progression and preservation, all that is happening. Technical advancements, environmental concerns, unconventional approaches to stability. Okay, now on a personal level, when you have the retrograde, you're reviewing because you have the RE words: renewing, reviewing, reflecting, remembering, okay, redoing. All that is with retrogrades, and you're reviewing and doing RE words with your personal habits, approaches to change, the needing to be flexible, because Uranus needs to be flexible when it comes to our resources, our body, our money, our food, all that happens. Okay, it's a time to question traditional structures and embrace unique solutions to changes. Now, Mercury is in a sign Sagittarius. We discussed this, I think last week is when Mercury enters Sagittarius. So when you have Mercury in the sign Sagittarius, just to discuss it, we have expansion, communication is at us all high. Okay, very expansive, into exploration, adventure, being very open-minded, being optimistic, seeking for the truth and knowledge, especially when we have that Scorpio energy happening, being very optimistic, love for adventure and conversations, bluntness and honesty, restlessness and impatience, expanding mental horizons, being overly confident, and communication, expanding mental horizons, challenges with detail-oriented tasks, because Jupiter is the ruler of Sagittarius, and it's the bigger picture. It's not the small details. Love for humor and wit, freedom of expression. We'll get more into Sagittarius energy when we start talking about the sun in Sagittarius. Now, Venus is in the sign Libra, and Venus is all about, first of all, Mercury is about our communication, our intellect, and our day-to-day travel. Okay. And that is Sagittarius energy, which I was explaining. And when we have Venus in the sign Libra, Venus is about how we socialize. Okay. What we naturally attract, what we are consider beautiful at that time. We do have our standard beauty, but we may be more attracted to things in a Libra sense. So Libra is all about harmony, balance, and relationships. So harmonious relationships, things that are aesthetically pleasing, because it's all about the aesthetics. Also, in Venus and Libra, I noticed there's a lot of discussion of perfume, because Venus is about the senses, because remember, it's the ruler of Taurus too. So perfumes, candles, making that part of your beauty and aesthetics, makeup, fashion, anything beautiful in all sense. Also, sugar is involved here. Okay. So if you're eating a lot of sugar, I would say that's Venus in Libra. Social grace and politeness, desire for partnership, romantic gestures, seeking balance in finances, artistic expression in relationships, socializing and networking, striving for fairness, indecisive, because Libra is very indecisive and difficulty in making choices. You get that when it comes to relating to love affairs, okay, and aesthetics, like, oh, do I want this? Do I want this? And then balance, and trying to balance your aesthetics, appreciation for partnerships in business. And interesting, if you are not new here, my setup is a little bit different because we are transitioning the household from Thanksgiving to Christmas. So the setup is different. Just FYI, if you wanted to know. So now let's move on to the moon report. Moon report. I'm going to get a sound effect for that. But for the moon report now, November 21st, moon is in Pisces. So there is some sensitivity. If you are crying today, that is because moon is in the sign Pisces. Hold on one second. Sorry. Okay. How do I get this back here? Okay, still recording. Apologies. My phone is on and everything is Apple over here. So everything rings when my phone is on. Luckily, I don't have on my Apple Watch, or it just drives me insane sometimes. November 22nd. Oh, moon in Pisces is brings dreamy and intuitive energy. Emotions may be deep. Favorable time for creative pursuits. People are going to feel more compassionate for others, spiritual activities, and connecting with your inner self. Now we have moon in Aries on the 22nd. This energy is very like, let's get stuff started. Very like, let's initiate things. Emotions may be more assertive. Aries is a leader kind of energy. Desire for action and independence. It's a good time for starting new projects and taking a lead. I'm excited about that because I have a lot of stuff, because I host Thanksgiving. So I need that initiative emotionally. November 24th, we have the moon in Taurus. So emphasis on stability and comfort. This is the day after Thanksgiving. So emotions are grounded. There's a focus on sensual pleasures and practical matters. So you may want to eat those leftovers. You may want to be at home, because Taurus energy is like at home, wants to stay at home. Very measured approach and taking it steady and being comfortable. November 26th, we have the full moon in Gemini. I'm going to discuss that a little bit more, but there is heightened energy. Okay. This is a time for communication, curiosity, social interactions. Emotions may be very mutable, very changeable, and there's a focus on gathering and sharing information. Okay. So let's go into the current transits. These are the current transits. Go ahead and screenshot this. I always like to pose while you're screenshotting, but go ahead and screenshot it. And we have Mars in Mars is going to sextile Pluto on the 21st. November 22nd, Sun enters Sagittarius. November 23rd is Thanksgiving, and the Sun is going to square Saturn at 1:46 a.m. Okay. November 24th, Mars enters Sagittarius. November 25th, Mars is going to square Saturn at 8:57 a.m. November 27th is when we have that full moon at 1:16 a.m. It's going to be in 4 degrees. And I'll discuss the degrees as we get onto it. Neptune in Pisces squares Mercury in Sagittarius at 5:27 a.m. Okay, so that is what we have. Let's get into the first. We'll get into the first. Let me pull up the chart for those of you guys who are watching, actually. And hold on one second. Have patience for me. I'm trying to get it together for the current date. So we have the 21st. We have Mars is in this chart, is in the 10th house, but Mars is going to sextile Pluto right here. You see right now it's at 28 degrees. And this is basically intense power. Hold on one second. I'm moving things around on my computer while trying to talk to you guys because I want to see what I'm doing. Okay, hold on. And I'm putting this now on my podcast. So the podcast, you can listen to this while you're driving or doing whatever, instead of if you don't have the ability to watch it on YouTube. So it's on YouTube and it's going to be on a podcast. So November 21st, we have that Mars that is sextiling Pluto. Sextile is very positive energy. It's like the universe is like here, this positive energy, but you have to do some work. Okay. We have it here, but what are you going to do with it? So for example, if you have a resource, God is giving you a resource. What are you going to do with this resource? You have to put in a work. Okay. So with this resource that God has given us, there's intense willpower and courage. There's drive and passion, determined efforts toward renewal and regeneration, because we're dealing with Scorpio energy and Pluto, and there could be some volcanic releasing. This is going to be at 5:17 p.m. So increased power, personal power, intense transformation, and power struggles. This sextile could signify a period of significant changes in power structure, both on a global scale and within organizations. There may be some involved power struggles, reformations. I don't know why. Reformations. Reformations is a store that I like to shop at. Anyway, are shifts in leadership. So look for that. There may be some change in power. And it doesn't have to be on a global scale. It could be within your household or your job, because we're dealing with some Capricorn there. Your boss. Transformation through action. If there are areas of your life that require change or renewal, this is a good time to change it and transform that. Strategic actions. Scorpio and Capricorn are both very strategic and focused signs. So there's an opportunity to channel your energy into well thought out strategic actions, strategic global actions as well. National leaders can be very decisive and strategic at this time. Deeper inner resilience, collective willpower for change. It can enhance collective willpower for positive change, because we're dealing with that sextile. So advocating for social, environmental, or political reform. Focused ambition, because you're dealing with that Scorpio. It's very focused. And Capricorn. Emotional depth in, hold on one second. Too many calls. Okay, so you could have a positive career change, because Capricorn is representing your career, also your goals, your long-term goals. Responsible empowerment. Pluto in Capricorn emphasizes responsibility, and Mars in Scorpio brings out empowerment. So the combination could suggest you can gain through this transit some very responsible, transforming, will manage actions. Okay, resourceful, problem solving, increase investigative skills, because you're dealing with Pluto, you're dealing with Scorpio. Also investigating things of government, things with boundaries. That could happen, okay? Economic transformation, because Capricorn is about structure, institutions. So that could be the economy, because that's a form of institution. So there could be a change there. Environmental initiatives. Now let's move on to our next day here. and that is November 22nd. We have the sun entering Sagittarius. Happy birthday, all my Sagittarius. I'm going to do an everything Sagittarius video, and we break down Sagittarius energy. But meanwhile, we're going to discuss briefly what you get with Sagittarius energy here. The sun transits, it influences the overall energy, and it also has a focus energy during the Sagittarius energy. So let's see. Sagittarius is ruled by Jupiter. It's associated with exploration, optimism, a quest for meaning. So let's get into some general collective keywords for the collective. So we could be optimistic, very adventurous, very open-minded, very philosophical, curious, because there's a natural curiosity and a desire to learn during Sagittarius, while you have Sagittarius energy. Independent, Sagittarius loves their freedom. Very energetic, Sagittarius people as a whole who have a lot strong Sagittarius energy. I always want to say sit down. Very generous because they're giving at nature. Honest, very straightforward, communicative style, especially with that Mercury in Sagittarius. Impulsive, self-indulgent, humorous, restless, freedom-loving, straightforward, idealistic, spiritual, because there's an interest of higher learning with spirituality. So you have like maybe religion more. Okay, risk-taking without caution too. So there's a yin and yang with that energy. Compelling charm, overconfident, impulsive, restlessness, lack of attention to detail, because the polarizing energy is Gemini. Gemini is more like the smaller picture, and Jupiter on the other side, Sagittarius, is about the bigger picture. So you have like someone who's writing a book, that's Gemini, versus someone who's publishing a book, which publishing is a huge thing with Sagittarius energy. Inconsistency, because it's very mutable and it's overly abundant with mutable energy, overconfident, avoidance of responsibility, and impatience. So collectively, we can also feel focused on learning and exploring. People as a collective could be very adventurous, learning about different worlds, different cultures around the world. You'll get that increased curiosity, positive and upbeat mood, difficulty in long-term planning. That's what we get during the Sagittarius energy. I want to say that during Scorpio, it has been very intense for me and a lot of people. I am a Scorpio moon, but I've been feeling it more than ever. So I'm kind of excited for this Sagittarius energy. Raise your hand if you're excited to move on from Scorpio. It's needed. However, it's been intense. Okay, so November 23rd, we have the energy Thanksgiving, and the sun in Sagittarius is going to square our beautiful Saturn, and they're at 0 degrees. Okay, that's when it will happen, and it's at 1:40. I know this says what you're looking at, it says at 1:46, but this, I mean, at 1:46 a.m. is when it happens, and at 1:46 a.m. this will be 0 degrees. This will be 0 degrees. So anything 0 degrees is more at its purest form and its most potent. Okay, and during this square, we're going to have rigid ego structures, self-consciousness, energy and confidence, submissive identification with one's work or social role, habitual self-denial. We can have conflict between optimism and restriction, struggle with authority, challenges in achieving goals, realism versus idealism, because Sagittarius is very idealistic, while Saturn in Pisces brings a more realistic, sometimes sensitive approach. So that square might highlight this conflict, tension in beliefs, because Sagittarius is associated with our beliefs and philosophies. Sagittarius in a sign Pisces may bring a more spiritual, oriented, idealistic approach. Get ready for that. A sense of limitation. Saturn is all about boundaries and limits, okay? And we may not be able to see or explain the limitation because it's in the sign Pisces. Discipline, challenges. The sun square Saturn may indicate challenges in maintaining our discipline and focus, potential for frustration, opportunity for growth through discipline, because squares are about lessons and learning from them. So we can have an opportunity for that, reevaluating our long-term goals, balancing freedom and responsibility. Now, because it's Thanksgiving, I want you to be mindful of your communication. I want us as a collective to set realistic expectations, balance freedom and structure, find a balance between your desire for freedom and a need for structure, create a flexible schedule. Now, I'm saying this for myself because I'm hosting, so just be flexible. I'm already naturally like that with the Sagittarius rising. Incorporate meaningful rituals because you're dealing with that Pisces energy. So, and you can have that with the traditions that you have, which is great. So, for example, you know how people say, I'm thankful for, do something with that. Also, if your family is religious, go ahead and do a really good prayer. Okay. Cultivate patience, include spiritual or reflective elements. You know, consider spiritual or reflective elements for your Thanksgiving celebration. You could do a gratitude, what you're grateful for, meditation, some type of unity kind of activity for the as a group. Focus on quality connections, acknowledge and express your feelings, and plan for some downtime. Relax, recharge. Okay. Now, let's talk about November 24th. I'm checking the time. November 24th, Mars enters Sagittarius. Again, more Sagittarius energy. So now we're really adventurous. And Mars is all about your action, your energy, how you pursue things. Could also represent war. So we may be hearing some more things regarding the world and war. Okay. And not just like in our home, but the world. So it gets bigger. Okay. Adventurous energy, increased independence, optimism. We discussed that, desire for learning, assertiveness, and communication. But now the energy is towards it. Okay. So because you have the Mercury and now when you have the Mars, it's going to be more assertive, more straightforward. Okay. Assertive actions. Okay. That's what you're going to get. Energetic pursuits, more drive, more energy, impulsive actions, passion for exploration, philosophical drive. So everything that I discussed earlier with Mercury and the Sun, now you have the drive. Okay. Just add drive to everything, like a very optimistic drive. Okay. Risk-taking behavior, conflict over idealistic, ideology. Okay. Ideological differences. I have to slow down. I want to talk too fast. My Mars and Gemini wants to talk too fast. However, the tongue is not matching. Restlessness, excessiveness, short-term reactions. Okay, Mars is associated with aggression. Let's remember that. So when we have it in Sagittarius, this energy can lead to short-tempered reactions. Impulsivity. I said that earlier, but now the actions are impulsive. Now, also too with Sagittarius, you get this selfish energy. Remember, I said they like to self-indulge, and that can come off very selfish. So a lot of actions may be very selfish during this Mars and Sagittarius. Okay, so let's move on. On the 25th, we have Mars in Sagittarius. It's going to square Saturn in Pisces. That happens at 8:57 a.m. It's going to be 0 degrees. Okay, so Mars, look at that, 0 degrees squaring Saturn again at 0 degrees. So, and you know, all my Sagittarius risings, all my Sagittarius suns, this might affect you a lot more. It could affect a lot of mutable signs too. So be ready for that, Virgos and Geminis. Now, what I have to say is that this is 0 degrees. Remember, it's at its purest form. What does that mean? It's most potent. Okay, in Sagittarius, in Pisces. So yes, oppressive work, regimens, inhibited or frustrated energies, a tendency to feel like a victim while acting like a predator, ongoing bitterness and hate, harsh boundaries, collusions, or clash. Global tensions, that's what we can have because we're dealing with Mars, we're dealing with assertiveness, we're dealing with guns, we're dealing with power, action, war. Okay. So tensions, conflict, or obstacles on a global scale, challenges in traveling. Sagittarius is about traveling the world. Okay. International relations, we can have some challenge with because that's Sagittarius energy. So issues related to immigration, border control, Saturn and Pisces border, or diplomatic tensions could come into focus. Restriction on exploration. So maybe we're restricted with our borders and traveling. Be ready for that. Economic constraints, Saturn influences more, may bring attention to economic structures and constraints. The square from Mars could lead to debates or conflicts over economic policies, trade agreements, or financial regulations. Now, remember natural disasters because we are dealing with Saturn. Okay. Mars in Sagittarius is energetic. The Saturn in Pisces may bring like water related matters. So there could be concerns related to floods, anything connected with the sea, water related disasters. Okay. Social unrest. Because we have Mars, the social tensions and conflict, issues related to social justice, human rights, or political activism could be more prominent, potentially leading to protests or demonstrations. Now, people slash celebrities is really what I want to say, because we don't know everyone in the world, but we can see what's happening with celebrities. Celebrities always show us what's really going on with the collective. So they may be more adventurous or more outspoken in nature and may experience tensions and obstacles during this transit. Conflict between action and restriction, frustration and obstacles, struggle with authority, balancing enthusiasm and realism, delayed action and patience, discipline challenges, conflict of philosophies, testing commitments, because Saturn and Pisces may test your commitment, and perseverance of Mars and Sagittarius. It's a time to reassess long-term goals. Be ready for that. Navigating emotional sensitivity. Pisces is very sensitive and emotional. And when it's squaring that Mars, it may trigger some emotional reactions, because Mars is about the action and the reaction. Finding constructive outlets. Instead of reacting impulsively to challenges, individuals can channel a dynamic Mars energy into constructive outlets. So, Mars in Sagittarius constructively will be about learning. So maybe learn something, use the energy to ask questions. I know that's more Mercury, but the Mars wants to action. Okay. So, and I'm just thinking Sagittarius loves to learn. So be optimistic and learn. Try to push the energy in that. It's very energetic. So working out would be great. Now, November 27th, we have the full moon in Gemini. And the full moon, it's always when there's opposing. This is going to happen at 1:16 a.m. It's going to happen at 4 degrees. Okay. The moon moves pretty fast. And this is already what I'm showing you is at 11 a.m. But so this is going to happen at 1:16 a.m. and it's going to be 4 degrees. Should I show you guys that? Some people are visual creatures. Actually, let me just do it. Sometimes, for some reason, my brain stops working. You know how you have to text and then you text and then all of a sudden you don't know how to text when you have to multitask? When someone's asking you a question and texting, it's like you can't do it. Anyway, here we go. So the moon here is in the sign Gemini, and right across that way, it's opposing the sun in Sagittarius, 4 degrees. Now, whenever we'll get into this, any type of moon in November is called an ancestor moon, a dark moon, or a fog moon. And a moon is when the deer sheds their horns. That's also what it could be called. This is a moon of vision and memory, open to the world of dreams. Symbol with the moon, any symbols dealing with this moon in November are mushrooms, death, the tarot card death, because you have that Scorpio energy in November, and the other world, the undergrowth, meaning the other world undergrowth. So it's like things that are dealing with the ground, the roots, the moss, the plant, the crossroads. So you have that. And the moon connects with the subtle sensations and divinations, allowing us to proceed with the voices of our ancestors, because the moon represents our legacy. Remember that, our past. Moon is the ruler of Cancer. So anything cancers can never let go of the past. So what do you think the moon's doing? Full moons are often considered powerful times for reflection, forgiveness, and releasing. That's any full moon. It's also seen as the climax of the monthly lunar cycle. So anything that we are manifesting, the whole moon cycle, which I need to do a video on by itself, once it hits the full moon, it is at its peak, all that emotional energy. And Geminis, air signs, you're going to feel this the most. Fire signs, you could be feeling this. Any masculine sign can be feeling this the most, okay? It's about letting go of lower energies that come from upsets or negative events. A great time for inner work. There is energy of a tug of war because the sun is opposing the moon. It's a time to forgive because the new moon is about manifesting. In order to get that manifest, we have to release. We can't bring any baggage. So we have to release the grudges, any upsets to manifest what we want. So everyone do the work. The full moon is to help process negative emotions, fears, arguments, disappointments, dramas, and wrongdoings. Practice gratitude. And what do we have? Oh, if you have the full moon, any full moon, let's say it's at 10 a.m. because full moons happen at different times. People think the full moon happens at night. It happens at different time, right? So let's say it's at 10 a.m. You want to do it the night before any type of full moon rituals, okay? So anything you need to release and let go and cleanse from, do it the night before. Now, this full moon is going to be on the 27th. So we want to do it the night of the 26th, okay? Now, it's at 4 degrees. 4 degrees is a Cancer degree. So it is double whelming about your past, your home, your legacy, your mom, where you feel safe, your nurturing, your traditions, your loyalty, your faith, water. All that is going to be dealing with this with this full moon. The energy is changeable and fickle. Slow down and be with real people because you're dealing with the Gemini. Find a balance between wanting to know everything and taking the time to really learn. Gemini likes to move fast. Slow it down. Talking to myself as I'm doing this. Slow down and really take in the energy and learn from it, okay? Because Gemini also likes to learn and communicate. Full moon in November is a good time to stop and listen. Refrain from being active and really connect to the inner self. Try to relax and simply be or daydream. Allow that energy. Think about everything that makes you more flexible and compliant because that's what the Gemini energy wants to do. Everything dealing with the Gemini full moon, you want to be communicative and expressive. There is duality and perspectives because Gemini is known as the twins. So representing duality and versatility, this full moon may bring attention to different perspectives. Be ready for that. And you need to balance that opposing force because the sun is on the opposite side. So let's be flexible. Intellectual curiosity, social connections. Gemini air signs are I feel like they're the most social. Fire and air, but the air is communicating. So they are most social. Okay. Be adaptable. Information overload could happen. So because Gemini, there is an emphasis of information. There might be a tendency to experience information overload. Now, because I have a Mars in Gemini, I also have a Venus in Gemini, okay? I tend to do too much when explaining things and teaching things because I overload with information. And this is exactly why this is down here, okay? Balancing logic and emotion. Full moons are very emotional. In Gemini, there may be a need to balance that logic and reason with emotional expression. So you can feel the emotion, but let's try to bring some logic, okay? Creative expression, travel and movement, curbing restlessness because Gemini is very restless. So during a full moon, it's important to channel the energy productively. Now let's talk about some full moon rituals. Let me just put this here. Okay, so some full moon rituals you can do is cleansing and charging your crystals. That's what happens every full moon. You can take a full moon bath. You can do a moonlit meditation, release ritual. Okay, write down. Writing is very important during Gemini. Write down any thoughts, emotions, or habits that you want to release on a paper. Burn it to symbolize the releasing. Okay, or you can tear it up, ball it up, throw it in the trash. You can put it in the water. Whatever it is, okay? Gratitude journal, because we're dealing with Gemini. I think the gratitude journal is great. And gratitude as a whole is great for a full moon. Manifesting, visualization. You can manifest during a full moon. However, it's more about releasing and letting go, but we can still add, you can manifest anytime you want to, except for an eclipse. Don't. I wouldn't suggest it. You do a moonlit walk or outdoor activity, tarot card or oracle reading. Great. I do not personally do full moon readings. However, you can do it the day before, the day after that you want to release. Remember, I said that before though. So do it before. Yoga or movement practice. And especially with Gemini, because Gemini, sometimes meditation for Gemini, they're all in their head. So a yoga can help release the physical while being in your head. Moon water infusion. Leave a jar of water outside under the full moon to create moon water. Use this water in rituals for cleansing tools or as a symbolic representation of the lunar energy. Moon salutations. You can practice yoga poses like, there's a sun salutations. Well, there is a moon salutations. So go ahead and do that. Now, and it's so interesting because there's a bunch of yoga documentaries that is saying that yoga is very negative and demonic. I have not seen one. I am open to watching one. So if you know a great one, go ahead and send it my way. But that is that Neptune in Pisces for everyone. That is that energy. Now, and Saturn in Pisces. Restrict, restrict, restrict. What you believe needs restriction because Saturn is the father. Okay. Sorry if my lighting is bad. I only have one light and it's directly in front of me. I just realized it probably should have been there. Christmas trees blocking the sunlight. There's a lot of things going on. You can't see all this behind me, but trust me, there's a lot. Now, when we talk about a Gemini full moon, let's talk about the Gemini full moon rituals. Now, Gemini is associated with communication. So, journaling, writing down your thoughts and ideas, reflecting with that, you can do that. Now, mindful communication and reflections, that is great. Communication, cleansing bath. Take a ritual bath infused with the herbs and the oils with clear communication. Like you can you can have the bath, and when you are cleansing yourself, say out loud what you want to cleanse from. I said earlier a tarot card reading and a tarot reading focus on cards related to communication, learning, and duality. Now, remember, gratitude is into this. So you can have Gemini affirmations. So create affirmations aligned with Gemini qualities, adaptability, curiosity, ability to express yourself clearly with clear communication. You can do that. Learning or teaching ritual because you want to learn. Gemini is associated with the exchanging of information. So you can pursue have some educational pursuits. What else? Visualization exercise. You can picture it and be open about anything communicative that you want to improve on. You could do a Gemini crystal grid. Now, a crystal grid, you can Google this. You can create a crystal grid using gemstones associated with Gemini. So like citrine, agate, aquamarine. Google other crystals with Gemini, or you can look at everything Gemini video because I have that. So arrange the crystals in a pattern that represents the flow of communication and adaptability. A crystal grid is a spiritual or metaphysical tool that involves arranging crystals or gemstones in a specific geometric pattern with the intentions of harnessing and amplifying their energies to achieve a particular goal or outcome. The practice combines properties of various crystals, sacred geometry, and focused intention to create a powerful and harmonious energy field. Okay? So that is another thing you could do. Now, yoga, and I said flexibility. Also, expressive arts. Some people are not great with words, so go ahead. I'm sorry, I'm reading stuff. So go ahead and write down your emotions. You can draw it down. It's still a form of writing. Okay? So that's what we have with the full moon. I hope you guys enjoy that. Now let's get on to, okay. I'm fiddling with my computer and trying to make it perfect. Here we go. So let's get back on to our transits because yes, we're still not done. And hold on one second. I'm fixing the wheel so you guys can see the chart. So we have Neptune. Neptune the same day is going to square our beautiful Mercury. So Neptune is going to square Mercury. And it's going to be at 24 degrees. So this sucker is going to move to 24 degrees. Now this is, let me put the date here when the full moon is happening. Oops, sorry, which is the 27th. So Mercury is going to be 24 degrees and it's going to square Neptune at 24 degrees. Okay, so with this, 24 degrees is a Pisces degree, okay? Pisces represents sleeping, drugs, alcohol, the unconscious, our psyche, emotional dejections, feet, madness, shadows, unclear endings. It could represent asylums, what we would consider people who are crazy. It can very emotional, water. We have all that with Pisces. Dreams, What else do we have? I said endings, right? Endings, because you are dealing with the feet. So a tendency towards errors and misunderstandings. There could be confusion, wishful thinking, issues around honesty and clarity, overly subjective based on feeling way of thinking, inability to communicate one's experiences, ambivalent mixed feelings, ambiguous, having more than one meaning. Be aware of that because you're dealing with Mercury. Mercury is about communication. Neptune is the clouds. So just think of communication in the fog, okay? And also, because we're dealing with Mercury and Sagittarius, remember all the things I said about Sagittarius, expansion, the world. What else do we have for Sagittarius? Optimism. So, like, let's just say that communicating in a very optimistic way is going to be cloudy, okay? Okay, so anything I said in Sagittarius, put that in a communicative or thinking way, put it in there. All right. I hope that makes sense. So, all the keywords that I said for everything that I read about Sagittarius energy earlier, put that in a way you think and communicate. So, like, self-indulgent. So Mercury is being very self-indulgent. It wants to communicate anything that's self-indulgent. So Mercury wants to communicate, I want to relax all day. I don't want to do anything but relax, right? So, or have fun. Okay, let's say fun because I feel like Sagittarius wants to have fun. So Mercury is like, I'm going to have fun, but then it's squaring Neptune. So it has the wishful thinking, but it's unrealistic, right? It's very, or it could be unconscious. It could be very unclear. Okay. Or there could be some endings to this communication. Okay. So there's skepticism, clouding one's thoughts, the influence of the unconscious, mental confusion and lack of clarity, wishful thinking and denial, believing that what one wants to believe, fudging of important details and distinctions, misleading others, are being misled inadvertently or deliberately, issues around honesty and deception, secret harmful plans or research, people who want to pretend that they're psychic. Be ready for that. That's not coming from me, okay? A hush or sanctimonious, showing morality way of speaking. So being very moral, but it's not really real or it's like a secret, okay? A habit of talking about one's magical or spiritual powers because you have communication, and let's say that it's overly optimistic about its spiritual powers. So it's like over optimistic. So it's really not going to work. It's over promising. And you have that over commitment with Sagittarius. Okay. The need to perceive oneself as a holy man or woman. Communication challenges, deceitful information, misinformation. Confusion, heightened sensitivity, because you have that Neptune or Mercury, it can contribute to heightened sensitivity. With the square, is going to lead to emotional and mental overwhelmness. Okay. Navigating conflicting beliefs because you have Sagittarius and wants to seek the truth and exploration, while Neptune and Pisces may bring a more intuitive, subjective approach to beliefs. So, that conflicting is going to happen. Media hype or sensationalism, sensationalism, making things feel like it's over exaggerated. It's just unrealistic. Okay. I apologize for not being able to say the word. Okay. Now, but you know what I mean. So news stories can have a tendency to be overly sensationalized. Oh my gosh. My son makes fun of me because I have a speech impediment problem, and it's fine. I'm okay with that. And I have to say words slowly, but sometimes the tongue won't catch up. So being hype, making it important to critically assess the information presented. Be aware of that. Okay. Increase vulnerability to deceive. Okay. So that is what we have for the week. And it really sounds like a bunch of dooms and glooms, but it's really a lot of life lessons that's going to happen. Next week, we have Mercury that's going to enter Capricorn. That'll be a whole different energy. Get ready for that. The week after, we have Venus entering Scorpio. Okay. So a lot of dark, very mysterious energy is going to be. I wonder, we'll have some parties, like a mystery party. Like who murdered who, kind of party. That would be a Venus and Scorpio kind of energy. So, okay, like I'm trying to see if I can do some horoscopes, and I think I'm going to do them real fast, okay? Because I do have somewhere to go. We're going to start with Sagittarius. Sagittarius. Oh, wait, actually, before I do the horoscopes, actually, and I feel bad every time I do this, let me pull some tarot for the collective. The tarot cards that I'm using is the African tarot. And this is for the collective. What can we expect during Sagittarius season? We have the High Priestess. This is all about having wisdom with your intuition, spiritual wisdom. You know how they say there is emotional intelligence? So there is spiritual intelligence. So really tapping into that, there are really listening to your intuition. That is what we need to do. There is the Seven of Swords. So there could be a sense of lying or stealing or cheating. Okay. Especially with words, be aware with that. And I would think that is all those illusions happening with that Pisces energy. And lastly, we have the King of Pentacles. The King of Pentacles is all about, and this is a collective reading. This is for everyone who's listening to this. Okay. If you're listening to this, you get this reading. The King of Pentacles is fire and earth, because the king has got the drive, it's got the passion with the earth element. So it's going to have the drive to really take their time and really look at the details, have the drive and passion to save the coin and be resourceful. So be aware of all this abundance. Practice the King of Pentacles energy. Really take your time to be slow. Really take your time to really look at the details, really invest in yourself financially, save your money, be very practical. Okay. That is what we get. And this is the leader of it. Okay. So that's what we get for the collective. So now I'm going to start with and I'm sorry, I am distracted. Hold on one second. So now I'm going to start with the readings, the horoscopes. And what we have is Sagittarius, the sun. The sun is going to be in your first house for Sagittarius. So it's all about self-expression, personal identity, and vitality. It's a time for self-discovery. There's going to be increased confidence and taking a lead in various aspects of your life. Now, remember, it's going to be very adventurous and optimistic because we're dealing with that Sagittarius. Now, Mars in the first house, because that's going to be Sagittarius energy too. And that's going to bring some energy and assertiveness. You're going to take the lead. You're going to be more confident. You're going to be more assertive in your personal identity and pursue maybe some physical activities. Great time to work out. Now, the full moon is going to be in your seventh house, Sagittarius. So it's going to focus on relationships and partnerships. So there may be some releasing that needs to be happening in that department. Also dealing with law, marriage, business partners, open enemies, release. Okay, with that, and bring some clarity and resolution with significant partners. Now, what else do we have? Okay, that's what we got for Sagittarius. Let me pull a card. I was going to give way too much energy, but I can't. We have the Page of Pentacles. So either a young earth sign is going to help you during the Sagittarius energy, and earth signs are the Virgos, the Capricorns, and the Taurus, or you need to practice a Page of Pentacles energy. And a Page of Pentacles energy is going to be really slowing down. Everything I said for the collective reading, this is even slower. Okay. So not having a passion, but being very detailed and slow. Really taking your time slow. Also, it could be health too. Okay. Because Pentacles cares about your body. All right. So I will see you guys next time. Bye. Okay, Capricorn. The sun is going to go into your 12th house, and this is going to be a time that's highlighted about solitude, reflection, spiritual pursuits, what's hidden, what's secretive, what's beyond here, aliens, all that is going to be more focused. And then Mars is going to have the action in that 12th house. So pursuing more solitude or reflective, spiritual energy, and really having spiritual practices, really being secluded. All that is okay during this Sagittarius energy. Now, the full moon is going to be in the 6th house. So work on health, daily routines. All that is going to be more of a focus, and releasing something like that, releasing something dealing with work, something dealing with pets, or something dealing with your daily habits, any kind of health improvements. this is all about releasing and reflecting on that. Now, for your card, we have the Ace of Swords. So God is giving you some clarity with this energy. So take advantage, clarity, clear communication. Okay. I will see you guys next time. Bye. Aquarius, the sun is going to be in your 11th house of friendships, networks, social network, aspirations, your hopes and dreams, technology. Okay, so that's going to be a focus. And, we're dealing with Sagittarius energy. So it could be a diverse friendship. Maybe your social network is more worldly, cross-cultural, something dealing with philosophy, maybe having to share philosophies, long-term focus goals, bigger picture. Okay. Now, Mars is also going to be in that 11th house. So you're going to be more assertive and passionate, and your aspirations, your hopes and dreams are technology. Whenever I have some 11th house, it's always dealing with technology for me. So really be into that. And then remember, it's going to be diverse. Whatever it is something bigger, something worldly, okay, something very optimistic in the social, friendship, future, technology. Science is involved with this too. The full moon is going to be in your 5th house. So remember that there needs to be some releasing and letting go in creative projects, creativity, okay? Romance, self-expression. Like you maybe being in love with someone, maybe you need to release that, okay? Children, something dealing with children, fertility, release and let go, okay? Or forgive. Okay, all right, so let me pull a card for you guys. Oh, my Aquarius. Oh, Aquarius is going to be in Aquarius. We have the 5 of Swords. So this is someone who's like lost a battle. That might happen. So maybe something with friendships. This could be something with the love. This could be something, whatever it is in Sagittarius season. And the 5 of Swords is change. Okay. Change, conflict. 5 is always about change, and change is for the better. So don't be worried. But with this change, it's something with communication and your mental. And also, this could be like a battle that you lost and you don't like the way you communicated things. Okay. This also could be a conflict that you had and you're not happy what things were said. Okay. Now, let me pull something. The next one. And also, there's a lack energy financially. So during Sagittarius energy. So don't think in a lack. Be very positive. It seems like everything is cloudy and is all in your head. Try not to be emotional. You're not emotional, but try not to let the things that are not logical take over, because you want to be more optimistic. You want to be grateful. Okay. Practice gratitude. All right. I will see you guys next time. Bye. Okay, Pisces. Now, the sun is going to enter your 10th house, and it's all about your career, public image, your ambitions, long-term goals. All that is going to take center stage, your reputation also. And you might be drawn to traveling or education or philosophy during, and be very adventurous with those long-term goals or with your career and reputation. Now, Mars is going to be involved in that. So it's going to be very ambitious and energized and pursuing those things. So get ready for that. You could be traveling, exploring, maybe teaching. There could be some sports too, because Mars is teaching, and it's also like a leadership style. So you have that with your midheaven, and the midheaven is all about look at me, look at me. Okay. Now, the full moon is going to be in the 4th house, and that's complete opposite. That's the IC, and it's all about your home, your legacy, your past. And double everything that I say about the moon is going to affect you with this full moon. So your mom could play a big part, feminine energy, your family, home life, and what you deem safe. Okay. In your past, there's something that needs to be released, or you have to be grateful for something in that department. Okay. Let me pull some tarots for all my Pisces. Yeah, so thinking abundance, this is all about abundance and family, a lot of love here. And there is a 10 here. So there is some ending of a journey, and a new beginning and infinite possibilities. Okay. In the love department, the family, and the home. Okay. I will see you guys next time. Bye. Okay, Aries. Now the sun is going to enter your 9th house. So this is a focus of higher education. This is double Sagittarius energy. You're going to feel it the most. Okay, so traveling, philosophy, all that is going to be everything that I discussed earlier. All that is to you. Okay, Mars is going to enter that same house. So higher education. This could be dealing with law too, cross cultural. energy, philosophies. It's going to be more assertive with that. Okay. Now, your full moon is going to be in the third house. The third house is about communication. It could be early education. It could be writing a book. It could be siblings, your community, your day to day. At your day-to-day community, so neighbors. Okay, so there needs to be some release and letting go or being thankful with that energy. Let me pull a card for you. Oh, it's something with your past. So something that makes you feel nostalgic, something that makes you feel safe and familiar. I'm thinking this is more of that full moon, and this is what you have. So go to your past and really check into that, because that is a moon energy, and release something from your past. Okay, and that is what we have. Let me show you the card again. I move a little bit too fast. Okay, Aries, I will see you guys next time. Bye. Okay, Taurus, the sun is going to enter your 8th house, right? We just left Scorpio season, but you're still in it. So shared resources, intimacy, transformation, all that is going to be more emphasized, but isn't in Sagittarius energy. So it's going to be dealing with world, travel, very optimistic, a bigger, optimistic, bigger, optimistic, more expansive, right? So you're going to have more of a focus in the philosophy of sex, the philosophy of shared resources, the philosophy of transformation. Also is dealing with psychology. Okay. What else? Surgery could happen here too. So there could be a surgery that could be happening for the sun in Taurus. Okay. No, the sun in Sagittarius, maybe surgery around the world, or researching surgery from another country. Okay. Mars in the 8th house, that's the action. So you're going to be very passionate, and you're going to be assertive, and with transformation, with intimacy, with shared resources. Okay. This is also dealing with loans and taxes. So be aware of that. Now, the full moon is going to be in the 2nd house. So your values, your finances, your material possessions, your body. There needs to be some releasing and some forgiving with this. Okay, you guys. All my Taurus, let me and you guys and your material. So there needs to be releasing in your home. Now we have the Justice card for you guys. This is a major arcana. So this is kind of a big deal to Sagittarius. And this is also dealing with law, which is also Sagittarius energy. So be aware of the law that I think that could be happening in this 8th house, because you could be dealing with some taxes or loan. Just be aware of that. It's not upside down, so it's not negative, but it could bring some harmony with you during this season. You could be having some balance, harmony. Also, this could be dealing with relationships. So the shared resources in a relationship probably needs to have a balance and harmony there. Okay. I will see you guys next time. Bye. Gemini. Okay, so the sun is going to enter your 7th house. So this is all about relationships and open enemies, okay? And harmony, aesthetics. All that's going to play a focus. So you could be dressing better. You could really be into your partner and finding harmony. Maybe meeting a partner in a different country. That could be happening, Gemini. Okay. Mars is going to be there. So you're really going to be pursuing, it also makes me think like being intimate with a partner in a different country. That can happen. Mars in Sagittarius in the 7th house is going to bring assertive energies in relationships, partnerships, shared adventures, a love for traveling with a partner, being very optimistic with a partner, all that. But it's something with a partner. And while you have this sun and Mars there, you want to pursue things through a partner. So like if you were getting your car fixed, you want to pursue it through a mechanic instead of you fixing your car yourself. If you are trying to get therapy, you want to go see a therapist instead of you doing it by yourself. If you were in the 12th house, then I would say seek solitude, do it alone, but we're dealing with the 7th house. So no, you want to do it with a partner. Okay. Now the full moon is going to be in your 1st house. So this is releasing or being grateful for anything dealing with your identity, dealing with your self-awareness, your personal goals. It's all about the self. And you want to communicate or share some ideas in releasing. Maybe self-expression is going to be a big thing with that full moon. Okay. Now let me pull a card. Oh, also your Saturn in Pisces is going to square your ascendant. So challenging with self-expression, that's probably going to help you with some releasing, increasing responsibility, struggle with adaptability, delayed progression, progression, increased self-reflection. Saturn is also going to trine your descendant. So the relationships are going to be very positive for you guys, especially with that Sun and Mars there. We may be dealing with some negative things, but mature, grounded partners, practical approach to partnership, mutual support, establishing long-term partnerships. Okay. Let me pull a card for you guys. We have the Chariot. The Chariot is all about the Cancer. Cancer is a cardinal sign, so it's going to get things started. So this is having the willpower, the drive to keep pushing and use your intuition to push. Normally there's a moon on his shoulders, and that's representing your intuition. So go ahead, and then you could be indecisive, but keep going because the answer will come to you naturally. Okay. And that's what we get for our Sagittarius energy. I will see you guys next time. Bye. Hello, all my Cancers. This is for you. Your sun is going to enter the 6th house, and it's going to be focusing and highlighting either your health, your work habits, self-analyzing, your daily routines, pets, okay, anything dealing with work related or daily routines. All that's going to be hyphenate. And then you have the Mars going in that same house, and you're going to be passionate with your health, or passionate with your work, or passionate with your daily activities, passionate about your health. I don't know if I said that already. Passionate about your pets. Okay. Analyzing something is going to be a lot of drive to doing those things and getting it done. Cleansing too, cleaning, organizing, all that's going to be great. Now the full moon is going to be in your 12th house. This is all about releasing something that's dealing with your spiritual beliefs, or something that's dealing with something that is hidden, releasing maybe an addiction of some sort, forgiving and having gratitude for solitude. It's very reflective. It's going to be very emotional for you. So be aware of that. Clarity on spiritual insights, intellectual explorations of the subconscious, unveiling hidden knowledge, because that 12th house is about hidden knowledge. So releasing something that is hidden. Okay. Let me pull a card for you guys. And we have movement. There's going to be movement and progressive for you. This also could be dealing with travel, because we're dealing with that Sagittarius energy. So look out for that. Until then, I will see you guys next time. Bye. Okay, Leos, your sun is going to be in the 5th house. So creativity, romance, self-expression, all going to be heightened. Leo in the sun in the 5th house is very comfortable here. It's at home. Okay. So you're going to be very creative. Mars is going to be there too. So there's going to be passion for creativity, romance, and even fertility is dealing with this. I think I said romance. Now the full moon is going to be in your 11th house. That's about your friendships, social networks, and aspirations, and technology. So communicating in some way with that needs to be released, needs to be forgiven, needs to be let go, or there needs to be a gratitude in that. Okay. What else? Networking, social awareness, technology, and anything dealing with a teamwork needs to be released and let go. We have the Fool. Ooh, there's a new journey. This is also Aries, so starting something new, and there's infinite possibilities. Now, remember, whatever this new journey during the Sagittarius energy, you want to pack light, you want to be optimistic, you want to have faith, and you want to expect the unexpected. Okay. I will see you guys next time. Bye. Now, Virgos, the sun is in your 4th house, and this is your IC. So that's more about your home, your legacy, your past, your mother, your roots. All that is dealing with that. So be aware that's going to be very heightened, and I like it. I think it's very positive energy. Also be dealing with, your family, kids, because Cancer is very motherly too. Mars is going to be in that same thing. So emotional security is going to take a center stage. You're going to be very assertive in anything dealing with your mother, your family matters, or your safety. Okay. Legacy makes me think of the Hamas, makes me think of the Palestinians, and Jewish. So that is strong, because that's about your legacy. So be aware of that. It could be very strong. Be aware of the negative aspects that comes with that, and really take the time to just be at home. Okay. When you're feeling this negative energy. Now, the full moon, which is more your emotions, that's going to be in the 10th house. And remember that when there is a new moon, that moon will be in that home of legacy. So the emotions will hit that stronger during that time. Now, but for the full moon, it is in the 10th house, and that's about your career, your public image, and ambitions. All that's going to be illuminated, and it's about releasing, letting go, or being grateful of long-term goals of your self-image, your reputation is what I was thinking. Okay. So releasing something with that. Balancing the roles. Okay. Here. Something with your professional networking. Okay. Media exposure. That could happen too. Oh, we have the Fool again, major arcana. So there's something that's going to be started anew, a new journey, starting over, new beginnings, infinite possibilities, being a leader, starting something, being the leader is the Aries. So there's something Aries about this. Also Uranus. So expect the unexpected. Have a leap of faith. Okay. If you are checking your sun, moon, and rising, which I would advise you to do, and you have this card twice, really new beginnings for you guys. Okay, I will see you guys next time. Bye. Okay, Libra, your sun is going to enter the third house, and the third house is about communication, siblings, your neighborhood, your community, your day to day. All that is going to be big. So, neighbors and siblings. Now, the sun is going to highlight that. And remember, there's good and bad, ups and downs during Sagittarius season. Now, because it's dealing with Sagittarius, then it's something very optimistic, right, about your neighborhood, or something very worldly, like maybe a new neighbor would come in that's from a different country. Okay. Mars is in there in that same house. So Mars is going to add passion and drive and be very assertive, right? So maybe higher education, pursuing higher education in communication. Okay. Now the full moon is in the ninth house. And the full moon, and remember in Sagittarius. So being very optimistic with higher education through communication. And that third house loves to learn. So it's double learning on the smaller scale, on a higher scale. Double, double. Now the full moon is going to be in the ninth house. And the ninth house again. Okay, you got a lot of Sagittarius energy. Not only is the sun in Sagittarius, and then you have the smaller version in the third house, which is opposing Sagittarius, but that full moon is going to be in the ninth house, which is all about the higher education. It's all Sagittarius energy. Everything I explained in Sagittarius, you're going to be feeling that, and it needs to be released emotionally. Everything I discussed about Sagittarius either needs to be released or there needs to be some gratitude practice during that full moon ritual. Okay. And even if you don't do the ritual, it's going to happen. Okay. God's going to make sure that it happens. Okay. So let me pull a card for all my Libras. Oh, we have the Three of Wands. Now, this could be also, there's definitely like a movement, getting going. Usually it's like you got the world at your fingertips kind of thing. There is an expansion. You already did the research. Now it's time to move. There's definitely some movement, some progress, moving on kind of energy. So there's this Sagittarius energy is movement forward, movement after learning. Okay. That is what you get for your reading. I hope you guys enjoyed. I will see you guys next time. Bye. Scorpios, your sun is going to be in the second house. This and Mars. So it's going to be passion on your resources and your finances or banks or your body. Okay. Material possessions, what you seem to deem valuable, your self-worth. Okay. Possessions. All that is going to be the focus. Remember, there's ups and downs during Sagittarius energy. And because we're dealing with Sagittarius, then that means it's going to be very positive. It's going to be expansive. There's going to be a lot of self-indulgence, like maybe shopping a lot. Be aware of that. Now, when there's a negative aspect, okay, transit aspect. The full moon is in the eighth house, and the eighth house is Scorpio energy. So there are shared resources, taxes, loans, intimacy, mystery, transformation, very emotional, anything dealing with just deepness and psychological things. Okay. You need to release, and let go and let God. Okay. Very psychological awareness could be happening. Okay. And let me pull a card for all my Scorpio placements. You guys are used to this though, because you have Scorpio energy. Okay. So we have again the Three of Wands. So this is all about expanding. This is about movement. This is about progression. This is about getting up. You already did the research and you're going to do some research with Sagittarius. Now it's talking about moving. So there's an African proverb, and I forgot the Adinkra symbol, but there's an African proverb where you say, you pray. Now after you pray, get up and move. So you learn something, and then after you gather the information, it's time to move and progress. Okay. And that's basically what that card is saying. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you've seen this whole video, if you like, oh my gosh, I watched the whole thing, please put a what is it? We're dealing with Scorpio. We'll do a I would say purple, but black heart. Put a black heart down in the comments. And until then, I will see you guys next time. Thank you for watching.